Okay. So number one, my pack must be green. Okay. You can look at my pack. Okay. If I'm walking down there, just look at my pack. If the green light's not on, just tell me your green light's not on. Okay. And then that thing should always be recording, because if that doesn't record, we're not recording the class. Okay. And then you're not going to go home and listen to it. Okay. So that thing needs to be recorded, and the green line on my pack needs to be green. Okay. All right. Okay. And can you see it? I'm not covering it with my t-shirt. Okay. So this is the introduction to auditing CTA level 1 and level 2. So it's an intro. I want to write the intro, so at least people that come in, they know what you're talking about. Okay. Intro 2020. How nice is that? Oh, awesome. Intro 2020. Okay. Okay. Auditing. AUE. Okay. And then you different codes for level 1 and level 2. Okay. So who's doing level 1? Okay. I'm going to put there level 1. How many people? Let's put your hand. How many people is it? It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. 10 people doing. We have 10 of you. And level 2, roughly how many? The bulk of you. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, roughly, give or take. It's reasonable. Okay. It's reasonable. 27. Okay. All right. So, do you know the difference between level 1 and level 2? And please tell me it's not a money-making thing. Okay. Because you're not going down that road. What's the difference between level 1 and level 2? Anyone? Pardon? Integration. What does that mean? The depth. The depth, the integration. Okay. All right. Who told you this? Someone at Janisa? Not. Okay. Stephen. Emmanuel. Okay, Emmanuel. Okay. So I'm not too sure about the fact side and the Mac side and the tax side, but with auditing, what I can tell you is that level 1 and level 2 are exactly the same. You do exactly the same material. The material is exactly the same. Okay? You do ISO 240, level 1, level 2. You do ISO 315. You do all of it. Okay? The only difference is that with auditing, instead of the integration, the required are very different. The required for level 2 are in more depth, as opposed to level 1. So level 1 required would say, calculate final materiality, and you'd work out the final materiality. Okay? Then calculate all your audit differences that would take overs and unders, and you'll do that. Okay? Then part 3, based on 1 and 2, okay, determine which misstatements would need to be adjusted, okay, and which ones don't need to be adjusted. You see, level 1, step by step, that's spoon feeding you. Level 2 would say, during the audit, okay, all right, during transaction 1 and 2, or the audit, identify the misstatements, okay, and determine, okay, the impact of those misstatements to your financial statements. And that's the required for level 2. So then you say, where do I start? So for level 2, you need to know that I've got to work out final materiality, do a schedule of overs and unders, and then compare each misstatement to my final materiality. And if it's more than final materiality, it will be material, and they need to adjust it. And if they don't adjust it, my audit opinion would be modified. Okay, and then you'd have to assess it individually and in aggregate. Okay, all right. So in level 1, they spoon feed you. Level 2, they just give you one required, and you would need to know the steps. That's the biggest difference. So you do exactly the same work, but the required are much different. Level 2, much more complicated than level 1. Okay, but don't be fooled. You can still fail level 1 if you don't put the time in. Okay, and you shouldn't be failing auditing level 2 either. Okay, last year, level 1 questions were taken out of level 2's questions which we did in class. So you had the question and the solution for level 1. And level 2, well, we did the principles. So you were golden as well. Okay. So that's the difference. Level 1 and level 2. And the beauty about level 1 and level 2, if you do level 1 properly, level 2 will be easier. Okay. And then you can start a relationship with a girl during level 2. Why? Because you've done half the work. The work's done. Okay. So you'll have a good level 2. All right. So take level 1 quite seriously because it's going to help you going forward. Okay. Level 2, take it serious. Okay. I always said I was too poor. I was too poor not to go to class. Does that make sense? I was too poor not to pay money to attend classes. I was too poor to do it. So I had to go to class. So I was too poor not to. Because my theory was quite simple. I wasn't rich. I didn't come from a rich family. Okay? I worked. I was a waiter to pay for my own studies. So I said, I've only got one chance. So let me get all the support I can get. And if it means that I've got to go and cough up a little bit to get through and tighten my belt a bit, well, so be it. And that's what I did. And I passed. Because I had to come to class. Because the rich people don't come to class because they can do it 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times. Because they've got the money to do it. I didn't have the money. And I don't have the patience to do it as well. Okay. But maybe you might have the patience to do it 6 times. So maybe you might want to come. Okay. Hey? But that's it. Get it done now. Okay. 2 things to get through this exam. I think the whole seat's here. 2 things. Commitment and perseverance. Those are the 2 things. And January, your commitment 100%, perseverance 100%. But it's early days. Okay. January 95. February 95. March 90. After test 1, 50. Okay. All right. But it's normal. But when you come to class and you see everyone else battling and you start swapping war stories, you realize that's not that bad. Okay. And then we'll motivate you. We'll push you through to the finish line. It is hard. It's not easy. It's hard. But if you're committed and you persevere, then you'll do well. And you'll do very well. Okay. So you know Mick last year, almost cum laude at his CTA. Somewhere. And he looked normal. He looked normal. Okay. He didn't have thick glasses. You could talk to him. He would talk back to you. He made sense when he spoke. He could talk about other things besides auditing and soccer. Yeah. Okay. And he got very good marks. Why? 2 things. Commitment, perseverance. Commitment, perseverance. Okay. That guy, probably, him and his other group, had timetables detailing everything in a week. When you'd study, when you'd not study, when you'd spend time with a girlfriend, because he had a girlfriend. Okay? Because that's important. Okay. Okay. But if you did, no one's judging. Okay? But you plan it. So how many of you have planned your weeks? Put it up. But you should be proud of it. So put it up. Okay, put it up. You plan it. So how did your week look? Pardon? Well, that'd be great. Sleeping somewhere in between, okay? All right, who else has a plan? You've got a plan. You in front. I'm picking on you. I'm sorry, man. Okay. Yeah, I want to ask. Okay.
Financial accounting and
Yes.
I still need to figure out where and what.
Okay. So you've got it planned, okay? Okay. Are you at the back? Same as her. You work for one. So I want to get a job like that. Tuesdays, Thursdays, what are you going to do? Work, study. Yeah, yeah. Hard work. Okay. So you got a plan, your plan. I like hearing these plans because we can learn from it. Eh? I've done this. Okay, I've done this. And I've done it twice. I failed the first time. Okay. And the second time that I passed, I was actually working. And the partner said to me, it wasn't Octagon, by the way, said, you will never pass. While you work and study, you'll never pass. I said, I'll show you. And I got an awesome plan, and it worked, and I passed. And then I left, and I went to Deloitte after that. Do you want to say something? You have a plan. How does your plan look like?
The mornings I would wake up at about, I stay like at work, there's a flat there, so I stay there.
Yeah.
I literally just have to walk to work.
Okay.
So I would wake up at about 5:30,
Yes.
2 hours in the morning. Then I would stay at the office. Then I would work there for another 2 hours, like from 8 to 5.
Yeah.
And from 5 I would stay up to 7 doing work,
Yeah.
studies. And then I would have a bit time to go home and cook. And
At 7. 5 to 7, okay. Okay. So early start. Okay. And someone at the back. How did your, how much? 4:30 in the afternoon. So you're going to wake up at 4, sorry, I've got hiccups there. 4:30 to 6, you're going to work. Okay. Yes. Every day. Okay. What time do you normally wake up? Normally now. Yes, without studying. 6. Okay. So, for a plan to be successful, and this is what I normally give the class, not just the theory, okay, guidance and experience. For a plan to work, it's got to be practical, sustainable. And I think the word looking at is sustainable. Okay? Is it sustainable to wake up at 4:30 if you wake up at 6 o'clock every day? If your body's used to it? Is it sustainable for you to do this from Monday to Sunday for 8 months? And the answer is no, it's not. Yes. But you used it. So if your body is used to, if you're used to waking up at 2, and your body is used to waking up at 2, then that's sustainable. But for me, I don't wake up at 2. At 2, I'm like in a deep coma, okay? All right? That no anesthetist can take me out of that coma. So for me, okay, and I think most of you guys, if you're not used to waking up at 2, then don't do it. But is it sustainable? Is that sustainable? But see, that's the whole thing. Yeah, for 8 months, but you might burn out. Burnout's a real thing, eh? Burnout's a real thing. So what you've got to do in your studies, you've got to balance, eh? You've got to balance between your studying, okay, and your normal life. Because if you don't get that balance right, I promise you now you're going to hit burnout. And you're not going to make it, not because you don't know the work or you're not clever. You just burned out, okay? So your plan must be sustainable, okay? And what people don't know, but if you attend lectures and you sit down in an IFRS or a MAC or a tax or an auditing lecture, that time is considered to be study time. Okay? So you can clock those lectures as study time. I know at the big university they say 40 hours a week. It's nice in theory, okay? In practice, if you work in, not so much. But what is practical is that you got the weekends, okay? So your weekends, you put in full 8 hours. So you put in 8 hours at 16 hours on the weekend, okay? And then during the week, if you put 2 days during the week, okay, another 8, okay, that's 8, 16, 32 hours. Shit, 32 hours is flipping good, let me tell you. Now, if you can maintain 32, which I think is practical and sustainable, and close to the exam, you obviously up it. I think that to me would be a better approach. Okay. So what I used to do, and obviously we're all different, is that I used to Monday I used to work because I felt no Monday I took off because Monday work was always hectic because you go to work and everything happens on a Monday. So Monday I didn't study. Then it was Tuesdays and Thursdays I studied, okay, from 6 to 10. But then I went to bed at 10. Okay. Then I woke up, went to work. Okay. Then on Saturdays and Sundays I spent full 8 hours. Okay. And on Sunday at 5 o'clock I'd close my study door and I would, is my lights on? Yeah. And I would finish at 5 on a Sunday, and I used to come to Sand City with my girlfriend at that stage, and we used to watch movies. It was the best thing ever. And I enjoyed my CTA. It was enjoyable. It was my best year of my life because I had balance. I created balance. And I was honest with myself from day one, where I said, I'm not going to get up at 2 or 4 because I'm not going to manage it. Okay? And when I studied, I studied. And I had a timetable that said, this Saturday I'm doing Mac and I'm doing this topic and these questions. So it was very detailed. So it's a very detailed plan. And you've got to do that now. So my suggestion to you or advice would be get a plan that is sustainable and detailed. And that will get you through this course. And stick to it. And the problem with plans that are unrealistic, you do it for like 2-3 months and then you feel burnt out and then you just throw in the towel. And it's not because of anything, just because your plan was not sustainable. Okay. So try get yourself, look, you need a plan. You can't wake up on Saturday and say, okay, what am I going to do today? Let me think. Yeah, it's cloudy, it's gloomy. Let's do auditing. Okay, to match the weather. Don't do that. Have a plan, detailed plan. Okay. All right. Not having a plan is planning to fail. Have you heard of that saying? Okay. Do it week by week. Okay, and I'll probably do it for now. I'll do from now till test 1. Okay, because test 2 is going to be a copy and paste for test 2. Because the times are going to be exactly the same. So I would do test 1. Okay, how do you eat an elephant? Bit by bit. Okay, do test 1. Okay, test 2, copy and paste, put the stuff in, test 2. Test 3 and test 4. And I see it all the time. I've seen so many clerks come in and out of this program. And the first few months, the energy levels and the enthusiasm, it's so nice to see. It really is. But after test 1, okay, the wheels fall off. Okay, the wheels fall off. And I tell the clerks, well, not clerks because that's like a bad word, tell the staff at the office, be realistic. Test 1 is going to be hard. And why is test 1 going to be hard? Why? Scare you. Because you have 5 modules, but yours don't have 5 modules. Undergrad, yeah, 45 minutes, man, it's easy. Why is test 1 going to be hard? Test 4 is easier. Test 4 is easier because they want to push people through. Because they're tired of the moans. No, realistically, test 4 is easier. Huh? But if you studied and you've done all the work, you realize that test 3 is, you look at the papers, that's a fair paper. But test 1 is difficult. Why? Because what the lecturers want to do, it's an army mentality. We'll break you. We will break you. And we need to scare you. Because some, not all, but some of the people, okay, get this qualification, or they're undergrad, and now they're arrogant. Now they know everything. And the lecturer say, you know nothing. I'm going to break you. I'm going to cut you down to size. Okay? So I'm going to break you, and then I'm going to build you up. And some people can be built. And other people, takes a bit longer, or you can't build those people. And the guy I'm not going to mention that, but the guy that did very well, they broke him in test 1. They broke him. But what did he do? He got back on the horse, dusted himself off, and he said, this was lacquer. Okay? And he said, I'll show them. And he did show them at the end. But he allowed everyone to rebuild him. Okay. So test 1 is going to be tough. And the problem that you guys have, got my undergrad, I know everything, I'm the bomb, I'm woo, woo, woo. Okay. All right. I'll study the same way I did my undergrad, because undergrad I could do 3 past papers and guarantee that one of those past papers would be in that paper. Okay. CT is not like that. You get test 1 and you're broken. And then you say, that's me. This is not for me. No, it's normal. It's normal for them to break you. So let them break you. Okay. But then fix yourself up. Okay. Build yourself up. Okay. It's this. I promise you, if you get your mind right, you can do anything in the world. I promise you right now. Get this right. Okay. All right. And you'll succeed. Okay. When this is right, your heart falls into the right place. You get a passion for this, and boom, everything falls into place. Nuts. Almonds. Okay. You know, imagine someone that hasn't eaten a single nut starts eating a bag of nuts. Yeah. Look, all these lacquer darts, all these darts, and there's a key, some dart. You got to pee on the stick and check it. Yeah. So this director, this partner of mine was telling me this. I said, oh, Daryl, really? I said, you know what my dart is? Okay? Moderation. Moderation. And consistency. So why not chocolate? Yeah, I'll have a small piece. Not a slab. Okay? Small piece. Done. All right. I want a coffee. Yeah. Not 100. I'll have one. And you know, I'll put the sugar in. But then I'll enjoy it. And I'll stop at one. So it's all about moderation. But you know, you're all different. You'll find your own mojo in life. Okay? And then don't listen to what other people did. Listen and adapt it to yourself. Because maybe you and me might be exactly the same. Your timetable will look exactly like mine. Yours might be a bit different. But at least you've got one. And it's detailed. Okay, you might work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesdays. Friday I took off. I didn't even look at a book on Friday. If someone gave me a book on Friday, I'd throw it there. Because Friday was my day off. Because I knew Saturday and Sunday was my 8-hour days. Okay. But you got to just obviously, you got to be, what's the word? Dedicated and committed. And then you got to be selfish for this year. How many selfish people have you got here? Okay, so you guys it's easy for you guys. For the rest of you, okay, all right, you got to be selfish. It takes 1,000 no's for 1 yeses. Can you work overtime? No. Can you do this on the weekend? No. Okay, can you do this on your hot? No. Why? Because I'm studying for CTA. Next year, when I'm finished CTA, I'll work as much overtime as you want. But right now, it is my year. It's my selfish year to get my CTA. Because remember, when it comes to pay, when it comes to the pay, what do they say? Oh, we can't really pay you what you're worth because you just got a degree. Just a degree. You haven't got your CTA. And we'll support you. 2 weeks later, can you work overtime? Yeah. And then you fail, and the next year you come to and say, I can have an increase. You know, you only have a degree, so I can only pay you in this range. And you failed your CTA, so I can't pay you. How many of you have had that discussion with HR? Lots. So that's why you got to be selfish. And you should be proud of it because you're doing it for yourself. Okay. If you go to the bar to drink and neglect your family, that's the wrong selfish to be. Okay. But you're doing this for yourself to better yourself. Okay. So be selfish for this year. Okay. For level 1, level 2, okay, be selfish for 2 years. But it's not really 2 years, it's only 8 months. It's January, well, January's done. It's February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September. 8 months. Be selfish for 8 months. Level 1 and 2, okay, if you're doing level 1, 16 months. Be selfish. Okay. Happy. And apply that to all your subjects. Happy. Good stuff. All right. Yes. Do your question now. Yes.
And during the week.
What I did for myself, I worked, I think it was twice a week because I was doing articles and Friday was off. So I did twice a week and I did it from, I got home, had a nice shower, ate, and I studied from like 6 to 10. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, yeah, 4 hours. That worked for me. But put something down. Put something down and play with it. It might not work the first week, but then tweak it. So if you're not used to waking up at 4 in the morning, then you might have to tweak it. But if you are used to it, well, then stick with Hoppers 4. Okay. There's no right or wrong here. We're all different. Okay. You've got to play with this timetable until it fits you. But hopefully don't play with it for 8 months. Okay. And then month 9, I've got it working. Well, guess what? It's over. Okay. Happy. All right. So the question now that we've got was, do you need the textbooks? Okay. So what do you think? So what's the objective of you doing CTA? What's the objective? What's the ultimate objective? So what's your objective of doing CTA? Yes. So you want to do CTA just to understand the principles of accounting. That's your ultimate goal. And that's it. Okay? Well then maybe we should do a different course, the easier course. If you just want to understand the principles. Okay? What's your I've taught you before. Yeah. What's your objective of doing CTA? What's your main goal? You want to be a CA. What's your main goal? You want to be a CA. Has your objective changed? What's your ultimate goal? This is the start to get what? CA. So do we all agree? Do we all agree that 99% of you, your objective is to become a CA? Are we there? Because if it's not, then you can just do your honors, which is the same modules, but for 5 years. You can do it over 5 years. You can do a module a year, but you won't get CTA. So we all agree that your objective is to become a CA. So this is the start in that process. Well, it's the middle of it, okay. So your undergrad, okay. You all got your undergrad? Okay. Huh? All right. I bought mine a few years ago, and then I started the process. So your objective is to become a CA. Okay. And this is part of the process. So in order to become a CA, you've got to get CTA. Then you've got to go and do RTC, Initial Test of Competence. And then you've got to do a little Mickey Mouse course in between called APT Mickey Mouse. Just and then you do APC, which is the second part of the board. Okay. And the second part of the board, guess what? It's so easy they flip and give you the exam paper a week before. How nice is that, eh? So they give you the paper. Can you believe it, eh? All right. So you've got to do those exams. So in RTC, can you bring your books in? Yes. So to answer your question, buy your books now and bring your books in to the exam, except for textbooks. So the books that you have to buy is your Psycho handbook. So I think they're red this year. Has everyone got them? Who's got them? Can I see them? Yes. So how many volumes are there? Two 2019, huh? Is it? It's 2019, 2020. Yes, is it 2020, eh? Please get the 2020. 2019, 2020. But I knew someone that bought the 29, 2020 and it's also red. Okay. If this is it. So this is what you need. You got your IFRSs and then you got your auditing standards as well. You've got the auditing one. This is the IFRS one. Yes, the auditing one is okay. So you must get the auditing one. It's Ting Code. It's part of the Psycho stuff. You'll see. It's all Psycho branded. You've got your auditing standards, okay, volume 1, 2, and 3, and then you've got a King Code, which is an A5 that comes with it. So those books you must buy because those are the books that you can bring into your RTC. Happy. All right. Then textbooks. What's a prescribed textbook this year? Jackson and Stant. Okay. Jackson and Stant. So who of you bought Jackson and Stant last year? You. Yeah, then keep it. Keep it. Okay. The only changes would be your code of conduct. Okay. But your code of conduct, you got it in, you got the whole code. So you just pinpoint certain things in the code. So if you've got Jackson Stant, it's a good textbook. It's an easy read. For those, it's majority ladies. If you like buying textbooks, then go buy the textbook. Go buy the Jackson Stant. It's a good textbook. Okay. If you don't want to buy the textbook, try first with the standards and see how it works. But yeah, I think this course is quite expensive, isn't it? At UNISA. Sure. Okay. So maybe one more book. I think it's 500 Rand, whatever. Get it. It's a very good book. Yes. Mula, yeah. Book Express, where in Auckland Park. Oh, by the park. They got those big pencils, those concrete pencils. Yes. How much? 8.5. Kid. Okay. Yeah. Look, yeah, that's sure. 8, 10 grand. See what I saw people do last year. They had study groups. Come on, boss. Come take a lot. Okay. But you get, but they don't. Okay. 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 So it still works out cheaper. Okay. There's a place called Fun Sky, Book Express. Okay. Go phone them, see what the pricing is. Okay. All right. Yes. Audit notes. Audit notes. That's Jackson Sand. Okay. So what I would do if I was a student, okay, I would definitely buy these and I'd buy the auditing ones. Those are non-negotiable. Then what I would do is I would just make buddies. I'd make friends with people. I'd have a study buddy. Okay. Study buddy. Make a study buddy. Okay. And maybe in your study group, you buy one textbook for test one, for auditing, and see whether you guys can share the textbook. Because maybe test two you realize, gee, I'm not a textbook fan. Or you might turn around and say, I love this textbook so much, I want to go buy my own textbook. So get a study buddy. I think you guys work together. See, so you guys are study buddies. Okay, if you don't work together, then make friends with people. No one's going to bite. Okay, you all want to pass, and I'm sure you'll all be nice to each other. Okay, because I haven't seen students be nasty to each other. Okay, when it comes to study buddies. Okay, and if your study buddy doesn't work with you, okay, try another one. And if you don't like study buddies, then don't do study buddies. If you like study by yourself, then study by yourself. Okay, but it's always nice to study with someone or next to someone because they just push you. Okay, but don't write an exam next to your study buddy because you see him or her writing and you're saying, shit, we studied together and I don't know what to do. So study buddies, when you write exams, make sure you sit on opposite sides that you don't even see each other. Okay, things like that, eh? Psychologically, it plays with your mind, eh? It plays with your mind. It's a game. This game is get the mind right and get as many marks as possible in the required time. That's the game. Let's play the game. Let's get it out there. That's the game. Get the game wrong, you're not going to make it. Okay. All right. All right. And ladies, okay, please don't overanalyze the shit. Don't overanalyze it. Okay. Don't overanalyze it. You got the knowledge. It's asking you something. Answer it. Don't overanalyze. What do they really mean? What do they really mean? Do they want overs and unders, or is there like a underlying thing that I've missed? Don't overanalyze it. Okay. The men, we pretty doff. They ask me this. Okay, no problem. Done. Cool. All right. Happy. Don't overanalyze stuff. So there's your textbook question, eh? Boss. There's your textbook question. Okay. All right. All right. And these are, I'm telling you, if any single ladies or guys, if you want to really pick up someone, get a date, take all these books and just carry them. Okay, outside a bar. I promise you, whew, you'll get them knocking. Okay. All right. That's the only way I got myself a girlfriend, with through these books. If it wasn't for this, I'd be single. I've got one step further. I bought little pocket ones. You'll see me. I've got a little pocket Companies Act. When I go out, I put it in my pocket. Okay? They just whoosh. I'm telling you. Okay. Try it. Try it. Get the little one. Companies Act. Put it in your pocket. Walk into a bar. Woo. But you got to handle a flood of women running at you. Okay. So, textbooks, question asked. Any other questions? Old what? No, no, no. Bar those books, non-negotiable. Because last year, okay, I picked up CTA halfway through the year. Steve asked me, oh, can you please help me CTA? One of the lectures left. I only started halfway, I think from test 3. And there was a student that had the old code of conduct. I'm saying, how can you go right, okay, test 4, which is predominantly on the code of conduct, with the old code? It's not minor changes. It was a complete change. Complete change. Complete. So he says, I don't know how I failed. I'm telling you how you failed. You brought the flippin' wrong tools into the exam. Imagine going to a war, other people have guns, and you have a knife. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. So, not negotiable. I think, even for Everest and stuff, bar the new books, got it, we pin it, and you'll see. Get those books to be your friend. Those books will get you through because the answers are in those books. Okay. And you just need to know where they are, have a quick look, and then write it down. And eventually they become your comfort. Okay. You have those books, you become more confident. Okay. Any other questions before I go through the syllabus? Any questions? No stupid questions? Any question? Ask me a question. It's hard. I'm sore. Okay. Yes. Okay. Good question. Good question. It's a brilliant question. How's my lecturing style? So what I do with auditing, I can't imagine having every single Sunday of auditing, because then it'll be death by auditing. Then I'll put you in such a deep coma that I won't be able to get you out. Okay? So what you've noticed with auditing is that we have one lecture on the theory. So we go through the theory, we go through the principles, we go through the study guide, we get 8 hours. Okay? Just one session. Okay? In the other session, another 8 hours, we do questions. And when I do the questions, I'll go back to the theory and I'll say, remember the theory? Okay, bring it up, boom. This is how they're going to examine it. And then we do questions. Okay? And let me tell you, last year in the preparation for the final exam, you're going to get a TUT letter. You've seen it, eh? It's like, how many? There are 10 past papers for both days. So it's like 1,000 hours, whatever the case is. It's a lot of hours. Okay? We did 80% of those questions in class. And all the people that were like just passing, or just just fade, just scraping through, passed. Why? We did those questions. And when I do the questions, I go back to the theory. So don't say, oh, I'll do the questions at home. No, you're not. And if you are, okay, you haven't got someone that is living auditing 8 hours a day for how many years? Since 2000 at your disposal. So the questions, that's where you learn. And the theory, we go through the theory, we go through the principles, okay? So you really, per test, you have 2 classes with me. Okay? First one is theory, second one is questions. If need be, we do another contact session. But I don't see it happening. And I think that really works. Because there's nothing worse than sitting here for 8 hours every single week up until test 1 doing theory. Am I right? Are you agreeing with me? Or are you saying, shit, I'm getting schnorkeled here? Okay, it works. And then what it also does, what I see, what it does, I give you the tools and the theory and the principles. Now we've done everything. Now you go, and now you've got the confidence to go through and reread and to do research and do questions, and then you start building your confidence. Okay, so the way we do auditing is exactly that. I think, is it FINAC? It's every week, am I right? Okay, MAC every week. Tax every week. Auditing. I'm saying, guys, I've streamlined this process so much. Okay, and I'm not an arrogant guy. I'm certainly not. I hate arrogance. But the thing is that I've been doing this for so long. I know the syllabus. I know Psycha. I know what keeps Psycha awake. I know what keeps partners awake. I know what's happening in the profession. I can guide you, so you can read, and you can find all of that out by yourself. But it's going to take you 4 weeks, where we can have a discussion for 4 minutes, and I can tell you what keeps Psycha awake, what we should be focusing on. Okay, so use me, don't abuse me. Use me to your advantage. It's like life. Get the right people involved. Okay, use the right resources, and you'll always succeed in life. Partner with the right people, and you'll get through. Okay. All right. So it's very short sessions, 2 classes. Okay. All right. And we go through everything. Sure. I'll give you notes. So what I do is, I don't do death by PowerPoint. I'll say, you have the notes? You have the notes? You get the notes? And I'll tell you what's in the notes. But as I lecture, I'll tell you what the notes are. Okay. By the time we finish our discussion and our principles, you can go to the notes and say, yes, this would make sense. Boom, boom. Okay. Then you go take yourself. But what's more important is that I will give you some summaries as well. I'll give you summaries of certain things and certain topics. I'll give them to you. So you'll have the summaries and the PowerPoint slides. Okay. Any other questions before I go through how they're going to test and what they're going to test? Any question? Your mate has a question there. Tommy, any question? No, quick, give me a question. Okay, except for the syllabus, except for what is covered in test 1, 2, 3, and 4. High level. Okay, it's a lot of work, huh? Let me tell you, there's a lot of work. And let me tell you, who has done undergrad, and this is the first time you're doing CTI? Put your hand up. Okay, so you've all done undergrad, and this is your first CTA. Okay, let me tell you right now, I've lectured undergrad, UNISA, many years. Okay. Whatever you did in undergrad, don't do it. Got it? You know, you're laughing. Why are you laughing? No. I didn't say what you learned, forget. I didn't say that. What you did in your undergrad, don't do in CTA. So what's that? You played. How did you play? And you played, but how did you pass? What did you do? You crammed. Yeah, you crammed. You crammed. And how did you cram? You took past papers and you studied past papers, and guess what? You passed, and you passed well. Let me tell you right now, there is not one paper, okay, in level 2 that you are going to do where they have done it before. Impossible. It's never going to happen. Because if that happens, you know what Psycha will do? They will take UNISA's accreditation away. So every question has to be unique for level 2. Level 1, they're a little bit soft on you. I don't know why I'm looking at you for level 1. You level 2. Okay. You look like a level 1 guy, but you're level 2. Sorry, I'm blessing you. I'm ducks. Okay. All right. So level 1, a little bit more lenient. Okay. But level 2, okay, level 2, let me tell you, you're not going to get a regurgitated question. So what I'm saying, in your undergrad, how many of you did past papers? And some of the questions from the past papers came up. Yeah, because it happens all the time. It's not going to happen now. And I know you in the yellow. Your face, yeah. Okay. It happens all the time. Postgrad, not a sausage. It's not going to happen. So guess what? You can't cram. You can't study the night before because you're not going to make it. It's my pack still on. Okay, great. Okay. Don't cram. Okay. If you cram, I promise you right now, you're going to fail. And not because you don't have the ability or the brains or whatever. You just haven't got time. Okay. So don't cram. Don't do. You do past papers, but don't just say I'm doing the past papers because this question is going to come up. Not a chance. The principles will come up. Let's learn the principles because then they can ask that principles 100 different ways. Okay. So in test 1, let me open up here. Okay. In test 1. It's aircon. Where did I put that remote? Yeah. Right, you don't really need this board, but okay. In test 1, they're going to cover 3 topics. It's the audit process, which literally takes 30 seconds. There's nothing to study yet. Okay? Then they're going to go on pre-engagement activities. The pre-engagement activities are going to cover 2 topics. The engagement letter and client acceptance. On the auditor side and the client side. Okay? And that to me is probably so important because have you all heard of KPMG? The Afrikaans people, KPMG. Okay. Have you all heard of them? What got them into trouble? What got KPMG into trouble? If you look at the beginning, what got them into trouble? Accepting the wrong client. If they accepted the right client, they would have never landed up where they were. So client acceptance is vital. Okay? And Sake said, let's teach the auditors to accept the right client. Okay. Then the engagement letter, a vital part, okay, of client acceptance. It's really defining the auditor's expectations and the client's expectations. And then we're going to cover all the nice stuff that should be there that is relevant, that is new. Have you heard of something called no klaar? For the Afrikaans people, it's not ek is no klaar met jou, not that no klaar. No klaar is non-compliance with laws and regulations. It's topical. It's going to come up. Okay, at board, it's going to come up. Because when you understand what no klaar is all about, okay, you'll realize how important it is, okay, and now you've got to incorporate certain paragraphs in the engagement letter. And Sake is saying if you don't incorporate those paragraphs in your engagement letter, you're going to be in trouble. Okay, then the other side, the third topic is really your planning, risk assessment, understanding the enterprise, okay, identifying risk at the overall financial statement level, identifying risk at the assertion level. Okay, yeah, very important concepts. You get that wrong, you're going to battle. Okay, you get it right, you're really going to do well. Okay, all right. I love risks. I love that topic. So I'm passionate about it. So I can really pass my passion on to you. Okay, and that's test 1. Okay, difficult? Nothing. Okay, is it a lot of work? Well, not so much. Test 1 is nice. Test 2 comes in. Okay, you're not going to see it, but test 2. Test 2 comes in, and test 2 is vital. And last year, a lot of people battled with test 2. Okay, they battled with test 2 because it covered substantive procedures. Okay, substantive audit procedures. It covered CATs, computer aided audit techniques. Okay, and it covered test of controls. Okay, So a lot of people didn't understand it, and that most of the students failed because they just didn't, the A didn't do enough questions and they didn't understand the principles. Okay, I'll give you the principles, I'll give you a recipe on how to audit, okay, or how to develop audit procedures. And then what they got cats mixed up with substantive procedures. They got it completely mixed up. And we'll make sure that this year you don't get it mixed up. Okay, very important, because at least for 40 marks in your final paper is going to be substantive procedures with cats. It's big, it's a biggie. Okay, is it a lot of work? More than test one, okay? Yeah, yeah, I would say there's a lot of work. Test 2 is a lot of work. Then test 3 comes in. Okay, my favorite. Test 3. The hot blonde. That's test 3. Test 3 is the hot blonde. Okay? And I say it's a hot blonde because the test 3, I'm telling you now, you should all be getting 75% for test 3. Okay? Because if you understand the principles, okay, it's easy because it's all principle driven. And it's so in test 3, what they cover in test 3 is the reporting side. Reporting, either 240, okay, and finalization. Okay? And all this is in your study guide, It's all in your tuts, So test 3 is where they talk about your overs and unders, final materiality, okay, subsequent events, going concern, all beautiful topics. Okay, probably the most important topics in any auditor's life. Okay? And I can show, and I'll go with the practical side of it. And I'll give you the principles. So they can ask you any question, but if you understand the principle, you'll score lots and lots of marks. And if I'm not mistaken, last year in test 3, a lot of people, they were getting like 40%, okay, in test 1 and 2. In test 3, they were getting like 70%. Okay, happy. So test 3, the hot blonde, we score. Okay, and ladies, the hot blonde, the big guy from Netherlands, the Dutch guy. Have you seen a Dutch man? No. Have you seen a guy from a Dutch guy? I was there this December. They're big, blonde. Okay, they're just good-looking guys. Okay, quite weird for a guy to say that, but they're big. Okay, big. Okay, and they're not really like they look after themselves. It's strange. Okay, be as it may. Then test 4. Whew, this is a feisty redhead. Test 4. Okay, test 4 is a lot of work. Lots. Test 4, you put in a face. Did you get to test 4 last time? Or did your first attempt? Okay. So test 4 is a lot of work. Why? Because you've got the Companies Act. The Companies Act has like 341 sections. Do you have to know every section? Absolutely not. There's only a few sections. So we've got to guide you what sections are always relevant. Okay? The Companies Act. Then there's a Code of Conduct. And the Code of Conduct is so topical that at RTC, at APC, at CTA, it is so topical because most CAs are falling short on the Code of Conduct. So that comes in to play, okay? And we've got to do a lot of questions. So, and it's big. The Code of Conduct is big. Can you study the whole Code of Conduct? Absolutely not. But you need to know where things are in the code, okay? Then you've got your APA Act, which will come up, okay? Easy marks, small act, boom, okay? And then you've got King Code, King 4. Okay. They're making a Queen now, a Queen 1. But that's not going to be in the syllabus. That's for next year. You have Queen 1 and King 4. Okay, all right. But apparently the King 4 will behead the Queen 1, so eventually you'll have Queen 4 and King 4. Okay. So, I'm joking, there's no Queen. But there's King 4. King 4, also topical, okay? It's applicable for listed companies, but it's going more about governance. And once again, you can't know the whole King 4 off by heart. You just need to know what's what and where to find the stuff. Okay, and Sark even said, they said, to teach students nowadays, you can't teach them knowledge because the knowledge is available. The answers are available, summaries are available. What you got to teach students is where to find the stuff. And that's what I'm going to teach you. Where to find it so that you can answer it. Okay. And then there's your syllabus. Test 1, 2, 3, 4. Hopefully, you get your entrance exam. Last year it was the best. 2. Was it change it to 3? So best of 3. So you got best of 3. Then people and students are the worst at this. Hopefully, I'm only going to study, okay, because I want the best of 2. Don't do. It's the best of 3. So my suggestion to you is do well in all 4, and do not cherry pick. And I can tell you right now, some of you guys are saying, I'm going to beat the system. I know what I'm going to do. Test 1, I'm going to study for auditing and Mac. Okay? And I'll write, and I won't write the other papers. Test 2, I'll do FAC, consolidations, and tax. And I'm not going to do auditing and Mac, because I did in test 1. You're smiling, because were you thinking that? You'll be surprised. You'll be surprised. Let me tell you, if you're going to do that, you know what? Save yourself time, money, frustrations, and tears. Because tears are going to happen, eh? It's normal. It's normal. A good coffee shop, in tears, we go, we have a nice coffee, we'll cheer you up. Okay? You have Motherland, a nice coffee. It's all normal, but don't do that, because that is the worst that you can do. Because if you're doing that, you're not keeping up with everyone else. You're always playing catch up. Okay? Does anyone cycle here besides me? Am I the only oak that does stupid things like cycling? Cycle, yes, yeah. No, a bicycle. Does anyone cycle here? You cycle. Okay. The best part of cycling is being in a group. Because when you're in a group and the momentum, and you're doing everything that everyone else is doing, it's easier. And the race is less hard because you're feeding off other people's streamlines and energy. The worst that you can do in cycling is play catch up. Fall behind, let the group go. Okay, and for you to catch up that group, you've got to be flipping super fit or super clever. And most times, you're not going to catch up to the group. So what I want to tell you is if you're going to do that approach, you're going to be the cyclist that is falling back behind the group, and then you're playing catch up. And at this level, with the amount of work, with IFRS and MAC and tax, and you're not going to play catch up. So work consistently on all your subjects, okay? And don't cherry pick exams. Take every single test, only 45 minutes, really, a test, okay? Take every test, every subject as serious, and you do your best. And that's all you must do, because at night you can sleep then. If you do your best at night, you will sit down and say, really? I've done my best. There was nothing more I could have done. So I can sleep. Okay. And that's it. And then after test 4, we go into exam mode. Okay. We go into exam mode. We do lots of questions. Okay. We refresh on some of the past papers where you had shortfalls. And then in your final exam, it's just revision. You're not studying. It's revision. Okay. And as you can see, I normally try to stick to my time. I head till 5 o'clock. And guess what? It's 4:57. Okay. All right. Any questions before you leave? Are you all happy that you're here? Okay. And it's doable. This is your year. Okay. Cheers.